Battle Through the Heavens, Chapter 115. A dangerous descent toward the hidden chamber on the cliff. Under the shroud of night, the pact made in secret finally brings Xiaoyan and the little fairy doctor back to the precipice. Having successfully avoided the mercenaries, they now stand poised to reclaim the treasures hidden within the cliffside. The dangerous descent begins as the silver moonlight guides their path into the depths of the unknown.
Faint moonlight touched the mountainside as two figures appeared at the edge of the precipice.
Shall we begin?
Xiaoyan stepped toward the blackened drop. He turned to the little fairy doctor and grinned. She was dressed in tight black clothes that hugged her frame. She nodded and knelt to gather dry wood. Her fingers moved quickly as she tied them into two torches. She sprinkled a yellow powder over the wood and struck a spark to light them.
Take these.
She handed a torch to Xiaoyan and pulled a long coil of rope from her shirt. She shook it in front of him with a smirk.
You are a big man. You wouldn't make a weak girl like me go first, would you?
Xiaoyan raised his torch and gave the rope a sharp tug to test its strength. He looked at her with a calm smile.
We go down together. I do not feel comfortable leaving my back to someone I just met.
Have you no gallantry at all?
The little fairy doctor glared at him. She was used to the rough but open nature of most mercenaries. She had rarely seen a man treat a young woman with such cold caution.
I only have one life. I am not going to gamble it just to look brave in front of a beauty.
Zhao Yan turned his back to her.
Are we going or not? The sun'll be up soon. Fine.
She ground her teeth and stomped her foot. Xiaoyan tied the rope to a sturdy tree and pulled it tight once more. He reached out an arm toward her.
Come here.
The little fairy doctor stepped back, her face flushed a deep red.
I have my own rope. I do not need your help.
Suit yourself, but I should warn you, I cannot guarantee there are no snakes or scorpions waiting on the cliff face in the dark.
Xiaoyan shrugged and turned away.
You bastard.
She lunged forward and grabbed his hand. She tied her own rope to his wrist to ensure they stayed together.
If you try anything, I will poison you.
She stepped into his space. A sweet scent hit him as she pressed her soft body against his chest. Xiaoyan felt his heart thud against his ribs. He took a deep breath to steady himself and wrapped his arms around her slender waist. He felt the curve of her hips and went still for a moment.
Are you moving or not?
Her voice was sharp with embarrassment. Xiaoyan gave a short laugh and tightened his grip. He kicked off the ledge. The wind roared in their ears. Xiaoyan held her with his left arm while his right hand managed the rope. They dropped fast before he slowed their descent. They hung suspended against the cold stone. Xiaoyan looked down. She was clinging to him, with her eyes shut tight.
Can you see the cave?
The little fairy doctor took a shaky breath and looked around. She pointed toward a dark patch on the rock.
It should be there.
Hold on.
Xiaoyan kicked off the cliff. They swung through the air toward the dark opening.
Throw the torch.
Xiaoyan spoke in a low grunt. The little fairy doctor threw the torch toward the darkness. It struck the wall and sent sparks flying. In the flickering light, Xiaoyan saw the hidden mouth of a cave. His muscles began to relax, but then his skin crawled. A sense of danger flared in his chest. He kicked hard and threw them upward. A sharp hiss cut through the air. In the dying light of the torch, a yellow shape lunged from the shadows.
Clif snake.
Xiaoyan's face went grim. The cliff snake was a rank 1 magical beast. It had a flat body that let it glide like an eagle. Its scales were hard as granite. Blades usually bounced right off them. Fighting it on solid ground was a chore. Hanging from a rope while holding a girl made it a nightmare.
What do we do?
The little fairy doctor was trembling. Xiaoyan narrowed his eyes at the yellow predator circling them. Its triangular eyes glowed with hunger.
Do you have any more of that sleeping powder?
She nodded and pulled a small vial from her clothes.
This is the last of it. Use it well.
Xiaoyan poured the powder into his palm and gripped it tight. He watched the snake. It hissed again and dove. Its fangs glinted in the dark.
Kill it!
She yelled at him as the snake closed the gap. Xiaoyan stayed silent. He felt the Dou Qi begin to surge through his veins. When the snake was only 10 meters away, he opened his hand. He shoved his palm forward. A blast of energy carried the powder like a white arrow. The cloud hit the snake head on. The creature stiffened and went limp. It tumbled into the abyss without a sound. Xiaoyan let out a long breath. From this height, it would be nothing but pulp when it hit the bottom. He waved his hand to clear the remaining powder from the air.
I suppose you were good for more than just bullying women.
Xiaoyan ignored the jab and swung them onto the ledge of the cave. The entrance was choked with rubble and twisted trees. He let her go and shook his head.
Vacuum palm.
He thrust his hand forward. A massive gust of wind roared from his palm. It swept the stones and wood into the canyon. Xiaoyan wiped sweat from his brow. The heavy sword on his back made every move twice as hard. With the path clear, they looked at the entrance. The cave was small and old. A faint, eerie glow pulsed from the back. Ancient carvings were etched into the stone, worn down by time.
We are here.
Xiaoyan lit a small fire starter and stepped into the black. The little fairy doctor hesitated for a second, then bit her lip and followed him inside.